Oliver Wendell Holmes has once stated that the mind stretched to a new idea never goes back to the original state. And that's an exciting thing to know, that as we grow and change, we're not going to go back to the way we were. We're only going to try to get better at what we do. Every answer doesn't have the same result. And of course, every approach doesn't have the same power. But research shows that your passion and your commitment of all of our educators across our whole state has made the difference. And you have really showed students that they can paint their own rainbows in life. And you alone have made that difference. Some of the greatest impact on student achievement has been basically the teacher. Have we heard that over and over again? The person that makes the biggest difference is a teacher. And as you reflect on your own time in school, what teacher was that? You know, probably it was the artist of the delivery that made the difference in whoever that teacher was, whether it was reading or math or the literature, whatever it was, the teacher and the passion for delivery would be what would make you probably remember that person. So the art of teaching is really what you're all about and what this is about today. We have the opportunity to even further embellish what we're doing. This is a great representation and presentation today of people, but think how many more we have the opportunities for us to reach out to a large district of over 180,000 people and students to make a difference in Palm Beach County. So the evidence, let's talk about that. You know, in this time of great accountability, the first thing our classroom teachers and our principals and our superintendents are really having to look at is what are students able to achieve and where do we compare and where do we rank. Now we have proof through your work that the difference is made by integration of the arts. Do you think the students are really impacted by their playwriting experiences that they have? I think they are. Do you think that our elementary students really learn and their classroom drama occurs? We know that they do. Through our students in music, do we really think that their reasoning skills, their spatial reasoning skills that impact the literature and mechanics are really impacted? We know for a fact that that's true. So what are our school boards and what are our policymakers doing? They're watching. It was very exciting. I was mentioning to Tom earlier that our school board chair this week said to all of the school board members, remember, we made a priority to the arts. Let's remember in a time of great budget challenge, which we're facing in this district, but really I think is being faced throughout the nation. Remember that our commitment was made to the public, that if you support us and walk with us on this journey, we're going to really maintain our commitment to the arts. So that's very exciting. So I think that policymakers are going to be looking carefully at what is happening throughout this country. About 3 years ago, pilot programs were established in this district under Dr. Pearson's direction. But 6 years ago, an Arts Advisory Council was created, and some of the partners in the community joined Tom and others to make that happen. And they were very dedicated and committed to try to travel this journey together and figure out what we could do, what could happen really here in Palm Beach County, what could catch on and be sustainable, and what is something that could be replicated. And no matter what barriers occurred, such as money or schedules or lack of personnel, Dr. Pearson and his team did not let that really get in the way. They said, we're going to do this in any reason that we can. Well, as time went on, some of those schools that had the art integrations actually made AYP, had high-ranking scores. The climate at their schools were outstanding, and there's some principals here today who are very, very closely involved in that. The professional development wasn't something that occurred only in the summer. We have the summer, which is great, but not just the summer, but throughout the year, so that the real integration was felt by all, and the regular classroom teachers could see the difference in that as well. It's very exciting to know it doesn't always cost more money to have this change occur. It also is something that the arts teacher don't have to know everything about academics, and the academic teacher doesn't have to know everything about the arts. But together, working in a collaborative fashion, great things can happen between the two, and that's what we've seen in Palm Beach County. Lessons can be specific to students. They can be specific to the classroom or to the school. Each school has its own personality, and you have the opportunity to mold that in any way that you see, and that's an exciting thing to do. There's not one right way of doing it. It doesn't have to happen in one subject, and it's certainly based on research. I know that our principals are leading teachers, the teachers are leading students and parents to understand that what happens needs to be research-based. You may or may not know that in 2009, Palm Beach County School District was the recipient of the Florida Alliance for Arts Education School Board of the Year, and now they are the current nominee for the Kennedy Center National School Board Award of the Year. So what that says, and we certainly are very proud of all parties involved, what that says to us is that others are noticing that phenomenal things are happening. There's just something going on in Palm Beach County, something going on. We need to find out what it is, and it's because of you. We each have an opportunity not only to be committed as you are and have the passion that you do, but you have a story to tell. During this journey in our careers and working with students of all ages, we have opportunities on a daily basis to share what you know, to share the data, to let the students share their experiences because lives are really being changed. And we can help bridge the gaps that have occurred and communicate to those who may or may not know. So our student engagement and their passion are part of our goal. Well, the academic results are going to improve. We can show it through the data. When people want to see it, I know in Palm Beach County, the Educational Data Warehouse is a very easy vehicle to go to see exactly what school results are occurring. And those principals can stand up there and tell you exactly how engaged students were and how the climates and their whole faculties have been changed. Maybe we need to all stop for a moment and think about our own senses and what we're working on within ourselves. Are we actually working on playing our ideas to the point where maybe you show it in your office, or maybe you show it in your backyard with your skills to your neighbors and others, or maybe you just stop to think, I haven't had a chance to do that. I haven't really stopped and worked to my fullest potential to find out what is my gift and how can I share that and reach out. If we haven't done it yet, we probably haven't reached our fullest potential. And it's exciting because it's never too late. We can begin working on that yet today. So if you pick up a musical instrument, or if you watch others who do, or you're involved in the drama, or watch others who are, you're a great advocate that. And by your very presence and support, you make a big difference. So go back to what we said earlier about the rainbows. We as adults need to be able to paint the rainbows in our lives as well. And it's continual. I don't think it ever is really finished. And we want to really instill that in the lives of our students too, whether it's elementary, middle, or high school. It's a great challenge we have in our field, but it is a greater opportunity that we have. And there's no better time than to start that today to try to make that difference. Someone recently said, like our president, that our teachers are really nation builders, and I love that. I said, nation builders, imagine that. It's time that teachers are put at the very tip top of having respect and appreciation for giving their whole lives like you do. I mean, it is a Saturday. It is beautiful outside, and you're here because this is what you want to do. And it's not unusual that you spend your time 24/7 doing what you're committed to do. So whatever I can do, even at this time in my life, I will always really be committed to the teaching profession, to the people who are making a difference in the lives of those around, to do everything that I can to get around those stumbling blocks, work with what we have, and maintain our commitment and our passion and our belief that we too can make a difference to paint rainbows for others as well as for ourselves. Thank you very much for allowing me to spend this time with you this morning.